Hello and welcome to another Monday night commentary. My name is Jay Diddley and I cannot rap. Now if you're just tuning in for the first time or you just subscribed to my channel, Monday night commentary is just a commentary series where I take a light-hearted look at a few things that have been rustling my jimmies over the week, or maybe a few issues that have been affecting the community, and I just take a laid back, relaxed look at that and just give my opinion on a few things. First off, before I get into any of that, I feel like absolute shit today. I really do. I've been out drinking all weekend and I'm paying for it today. I really feel like shit. So apologies if I'm not my normal bouncy self, but yeah, I feel like shit. It happens sometimes, right? It does happen. Maybe I'll do a commentary on that one time, I don't know. But yeah, for those non-Battlefield players, what I'm going to be talking about today is the Stinger or the Igla or the lock-on weapons. So for the non-Battlefield players, what that means is in Battlefield you can get a shoulder-mounted anti-air rocket launcher, which basically it locks onto like a jet, what I'm flying here, or a helicopter, and once it's got a little lock and you get the beep, you fire it and the missile automatically goes off and hits the target unless they can evade or use the countermeasures. Now for all those guys that watch this series regularly, you're probably wondering why the hell I'm not in a tank, because that's what I do, right? I drive tanks all the time. But I decided for a couple of matches I'd just go back to my roots here and just fly the jets, because I used to fly jets quite a lot. I really did enjoy them, and as a kid growing up, all I had really, I was making air fixes all the time. I had so many books on airplanes, and I used to buy this weekly magazine called Takeoff, which had all these parts for this little RAF tornado you can build. Oh, it was awesome. So that's why I started getting into jets when Battlefield 3 first came out, and obviously in 1943 I only ever played in the plane. I never went on the ground. Well, a lie, I went on the ground once, and that was recently. You know, that game's been out for a long time. So yeah, we're just well, I'm just back in my roots here in the jet. Now the reason I want to talk about the Stinger and the Igla, the lock-on shoulder out weapons, but this is going to apply to any of those sort of lock-on weapons. I just got involved in a thread on the Battlefield forums, and this was again another one of those threads about if you're using X then you are a Y and all this kind of shit. And it doesn't piss me off, it doesn't get to me, but I try to understand why people have that sort of mindset about certain things in the game. And these particular weapons, again for these non-Battlefield players, if you go to the Battlefield forums, these weapons they take a lot of shit from people using them, especially if you're a high level player and you're using one of these particular weapons. You do get a lot of shit. And also on the flip side of that is there is a lot of people out there defending the use of them, basically saying, you know, it's in the game. So I'm going to try and take an objective view at this, at least try and look at both sides of the story. But I gotta be honest, I'm gonna put this out there now. I genuinely couldn't care what level you were, what weapon you're using. If it's in the game, I think it's valid, right? But I've done this before. I've been playing against one of my friends, Yellow Giraffe, and I didn't realise he's in a plane, and he gets locked onto me with the heat-seeking missiles, and he kills me, and I was just like, what the fuck are you using heat seekers? What the hell? I went nuts at him. Then I thought, hang on a minute, these these things are in the game, and it is my fault, definitely my fault, for not using flares, because I never use flares. I only use the extinguisher, and I know some of you pro pilots out there are going to be like, what the fuck, you're not using the flares or ECM, what's wrong with you? But I don't know, I just prefer using the extinguisher. Like if I get hit, then I can shake it off a little bit and go and heal outside the map, or you know, just fly around a little bit. And I also like dodging the stingers if I can. That's been a lot since the last patch. That's been a lot harder than it used to be, but I find that a lot more fun, and I'm only here to play for fun really, so I get more enjoyment at least out of trying to dodge those stingers or the Iglas or whatever's locking onto me than I would do if I just flared and just carried on doing whatever the hell it was I was doing. So I myself, I've done this before. I've raged someone and one of my friends, and I did apologise to him about that and just said, look, I'm sorry dude, I don't know what come over me. So in this thread that I participated in on Battlelog, this guy was basically saying something along the lines of, if you have to use a lock-on weapon and you are a Colonel 100, then you are a scrub. For those of you who don't play Battlefield, Colonel 100 is the highest rank you can get in this game, and it basically is saying if you're using these weapons which he considers to be easy, then you are a derogatory term and you should feel bad about it. Now you can see here I'm using the not TV missile, no, it's an air-to-ground missile, that's it, air-to-ground missile, and what I'm doing now is locking onto that target. I've released the missile and I'm going to follow it up with a cannon run onto the target. Do I kill him? I don't remember, but whoa. I swear that I hit that tree. Very least I clipped it. Oh no, I should be dead. Or maybe the tree was on my team. I don't know. No friendly fire. But yeah, so I mean I use that weapon for two reasons. The first reason is I like that lock on from above, and that has been a lot more powerful in previous patches. A lot more powerful. It used to be able to disable a tank in one hit. Now I think it takes about 2 runs, if I remember rightly. It's been quite a long time since I've flown the jets properly, but I think it takes 2 runs there to kill a tank, and you used to be able to do it in one go. The second reason is that camera gives you a great situational awareness of what's going on the ground, and if you're playing with your teammates, you're on the party chat or TeamSpeak or whatever, and you've got that lock-on air-to-ground missile, you can take a look at a flag before your teammates go and attack it, like I'm doing here. I don't think there's any teammates there, but yeah, you can take a look at the flag, get a great situational awareness. You can tell them what's going on down in the area where they are before they get there. You can spot the enemies, and it gives them a hand. Now the shoulder-mounted rocket launchers, the ground-to-air rocket launchers, Stinger and the Eagler, these are a little different because I see these getting so much more hate than using this air-to-ground missile that I'm using here. And the reason I think that is because if I just put myself in their sort of shoes for a moment, see, look at this camera, this is great. I can lock onto these quad bikes. They don't see this coming, you know. Some other guy got him, but that's fine by me. I spotted him and he died. That's fine by me. As long as they're dead, that is all that's all I care about. I don't care if my missile hits them or if someone else kills them. That is absolutely fine with me. But yeah, so putting yourself in the shoes of somebody else, if you have been playing this game for a long time and you've been playing nothing but jets, and a level 1 or level 2 or whatever, a low level guy comes along, there we go, there's that lock-on missile, comes along and shoots you out the sky with this weapon, what they consider is that it's got absolutely no skill to do. You're just pointing that weapon at the plane and you're waiting to hear a beep and then you're letting it go. Now the pilot of the plane has got 2 options. You can either try and dodge it, head back towards the missile and try and dodge it, do a loop-the-loop, and I think there's about a 60% chance that you'll be able to get away with that if you know where the missile has come from or get a general idea where the missile has come from. Or you can use the countermeasures, which I said before, I don't use them, I use the extinguisher. But you can use countermeasures, you can use the ECM or the flares, and that will get rid of the missile or distract it or whatever. So from their point of view, it seems like they're being shot down by somebody using an easy mode, in inverted commas, easy mode weapon. But let's take a look at the guys on the ground for a moment. If you're a new player to this game, and there's going to be a lot around this point, you know, we've had a lot of Christmas noobs coming in over the period, and I don't really like calling them noobs because that's a bit of a derogatory term, but it's true, that's what they're referred to. They're new guys playing the game, just joined over Christmas and whatever. So there's going to be a lot of those coming into the game. Now if you put yourself in their shoes for a moment, if they are constantly getting strafed by jets or shot down, or a helicopter is just giving them shit, why shouldn't they be able to use a countermeasure to that? Why should they not have a balance? And that is what I believe the Stinger and the Eagler bring to the game. That's going to give people who are maybe not as experienced at the game the ability to fight back, and in not a particularly hard way either. There's another thing this guy was saying on the battle log was you should be able to learn to use the RPG to take out jets and helicopters and all these other things. I mean, I think that looks cool. You know, I take out helicopters with my tank all the time. I'm not a pro at it, but I do it, you know, and I think it looks cool. But at the same time, that's my decision. I'm making it harder on myself by choosing to do it that way. By shooting a helicopter out the sky or a jet, you know, I do jets sometimes as well, using the cannon of my tank. That is my choice, making it harder for myself for enjoyment purposes. And again, going back to what I said before, you know, you should have a counter to these things coming to strafe you and kill you, you know, especially if you're a lower level. But why does it matter if you're a higher level using these things? If you look around your room right now, everything that you can see is there to make it easier for you, to make things so much easier, to stop you wasting time doing things when you could be doing something else. So you've got your mobile phone, they are now smaller, they can fit in your pocket, you can surf the internet on them now. This is all to make life easier for you. Even the door, the front door to your house is there to make life easier for you so you can get in. So why should people either feel bad about using something that is in the game for the balance purpose to make it easier to take something out that might be hindering them doing the job? So, you know, I've tried to take an objective view of this, but it's hard for me because I'm looking at the balance side of things, and I'm looking at the fact that some people might not be as experienced, or why should they have to try and shoot out a jet to the sky with an RPG? That's going to take a hell of a lot longer time. Why not just pull out the stinger? He'll either go away and get scared that he's going to get locked onto, or he might actually get hit and you'll take him down, and that's good for you, right? You've took care of the air power, then you go on and move on to another flag. But the other issue that I don't understand about this is what this guy said on Battlelog again was you won't get any respect from him if you're using these weapons, especially if you're a high level. And going back to the commentary that I made last week, nobody really cares because at the end of the day you're just another nameless, faceless dude on a game, and the only thing that he can see, or she can see as well, is your character or avatar using this weapon. Nobody is even thinking about what respect that you're gonna give for using particular weapons. It looks cool, don't get me wrong, it looks amazing when you take out a jet or a helicopter, especially at long range, with a non-lock-on weapon. You gotta admit that is quite it's a good feeling for you if you've done it. It looks cool to everybody else, and it's awesome. But at the end of the day, it's just a video game. So no matter what happens, no matter what the actions are that's going on within this game, nobody's going to care about what respect you're giving to us for the weapons that we're using. Like I said before, some of these weapons in the game are there to make life easy for you. There's my pal, Unit Ender. He'd been buzzing my ass all fucking match with the anti-air Tunguster, and I just stayed away. That's why you got to do it. So just before I wrap this up, or before anybody asks me, I have 0 kills with the Stinger or the Igla. I choose not to use them, but I take no exception to people shooting me down or killing me using that weapon. You might say it's an easy mode, and I get it, I understand it, but I could say the same thing about you not carrying around your entire CD collection because you've got an iPod. iPod's easy mode. You do not get any respect from me for using an iPod. You should carry around your entire CD collection because that's hardcore, that's how men do it. And just because, you know what, this didn't feel the same to me, not only because I've been feeling like shit and I'm on a bit of a downer, but we did not have a heli kill. So this is a really old shot. I'm pretty sure this hasn't been uploaded before, but this is an old shot here. Pow. I'm Jay Diddley. Thank you once again for tuning into Monday Night Commentary. Hopefully I'll feel a bit better next week, but I hope you all have a fantastic week yourselves, and I will see you all in my next video.